Welcome to Crush It with Voicemail. In this session, we're going to coach to some specific thoughts, strategies, techniques, and ideas that you're going to be able to use to make it easy for people to connect with you on purpose. Let's start with just a real quick scenario. See if you can relate. Has this ever happened to you? You have a great first meeting with somebody. They're excited. You're excited. They just have to check one or two things. Maybe they need to think it over. Maybe they just have to talk to their business partner or their spouse. Bottom line, you didn't close the sale right now. But if you were a betting individual, you'd bet 99-1 that they were in. Okay? You with me? All right, so a couple of days go by. They say everything looks great. Some version of, we're definitely going to move forward. Give us a call, let's say Tuesday at 2. So it is Tuesday. It's 1:59. You pick up the phone, you dial their number, and you get voicemail. Okay. So, well, it happens. Maybe they got busy. So we leave them a voicemail. We say, hey, it's Bob Marks over at XYZ Company. Give me a call back. Couple of days later, we call again because we still haven't heard from him. And we call him again and voicemail again. Okay, well, now what we do is we spend the afternoon crafting that perfectly written email that says, here's all the reasons that you were looking to buy this, and here's all the great stuff we're going to do. We've included PDF attachments, brochures, all that stuff, right? And this is definitely going to get them. Where'd they go? We call now at this point, Friday, in the middle of the afternoon, voicemail again. And we're scratching our heads. Poof, where did they go? Now, if you can relate to this scenario, the good news is you're not alone. I'm pretty sure that every single one of us can relate to that. But one of the concepts that we're going to be coaching to in this session, Crush It with Voicemail, is this idea. Most people in sales, they leave the same type of message with the exact same reoccurring theme. Please call me back. Now, think about this. If we view this concept, this idea of leaving someone a voicemail message, literally what we're doing is we're handing someone, think about the message that you leave as a runner's baton. And when we say, please call me back, we're taking that message and putting it in their hands, right? So we've given them the responsibility of the next time that we speak. We say, please call me back, almost like tag, you're it. And what we're literally doing is we're handing the responsibility of the next time we talk over to the person that we're leaving a message for. Now, we're in sales. Are we just going to sit on our hands and wait for them to call? No. After a couple of days, if we don't hear from them, we're going to call them back. But because we've handed the responsibility over to them of the next time we speak, we're left with two pretty unpopular options, right? The first thing that we can do is we can leave them another message and pretend that we didn't just leave the last 2 or 3 messages and completely ignore the fact that they're ignoring us. Or we can mention the fact that we've left them several messages and they're not returning our calls. I've yet to see guilt work in most selling situations. So let's come up with a better way to go. If we break that word responsibility down, it literally means response-able. So what that means is that you're the one in charge of what happens next. One of the concepts that we coach to, and it's going to be a reoccurring theme in this session, is a quote by Peter Drucker. Here's how it goes. If you want something different, then you're going to have to do something different. If we want to be treated differently than every other salesperson who's making their phone ring, then we're going to have to act differently. And that's what we're going to be talking about in Crush It with Voicemail. We're going to talk about a series of 5 specific voicemails that are designed to build credibility and get your calls returned. So some easy ways to separate yourself from every other salesperson out there that's filling up their inbox. We're going to do that with a collection of what I like to call magic phrases. Now, there's no magic words, no silver bullets, but a couple of small tweaks can make a huge difference. So here's the first magic phrase that we're going to be coaching to in these 5 highly targeted voicemails. Here it is. Don't worry about calling me back. I'll try you again on day, date, and time. So don't worry about calling me back. I'll try you again on Tuesday around 2 o'clock. If that doesn't work, or if you'd like to talk sooner, then my number is. What we're going to do is make just a couple of small changes. And here's the first one. Most people in sales, they leave a message and they say, please call me back. Or I look forward to hearing from you on blah, blah, blah. And they're handing that responsibility over to the individual they're leaving the message for. Instead of saying, please call me back, let's keep control. Now, we're going to dig into this concept a whole lot deeper in just a minute. But think about this. Instead of simply saying, please call me back, which, by the way, which is the same thing that every other person in sales is saying, if we want something different, we got to do something different. Let's keep control. By the way, who doesn't say, don't worry about calling me back? Yeah, salespeople. In fact, they're saying the exact opposite. Please call me back. Let's grab a piece of their attention. And we tell them, hey, don't worry about calling me back. We're going to take all the pressure out of the situation. I'll call you again on Tuesday at 2, date and time. We're going to leave the door open if they want to reach us. Now, if that doesn't work, so I'm going to drop back into a role play. If that doesn't work, or if you'd like to talk sooner, then my number is 555.